this video, we're going to submit a typical diary entry. Firstly, log onto the website using your username and password on the right-hand side. Using the navigation menu, go to Submit an Experience. You'll notice a pop-up box labelled Read this first. This contains important information about how to use the form. Once you have read it, you can click the checkbox at the bottom left to prevent this appearing during future submissions. Then click Close. Now enter the main evidence of the listening experience. Remember to comply with the copyright guidance. This can be found at the bottom of the form. In the source field, start typing to receive suggestions. Press Enter and the source subform will appear. Here we have the title of the diary entry, including its date. Select the source type from the drop-down menu. These particular diaries have been published as a collection, so tick the appropriate boxes. You might notice that this changes some of the fields below. Now enter the author of the piece of evidence. In the publishing information box, I am now going to enter the title of the published book these diaries are from. The database might already be aware of the source, in which case you can select from the list of suggestions and this will populate some of the other fields. Make sure that you include the page number that the listening experience was found on. If you need to include any further information, then use the boxes towards the bottom of the subform. Once you have finished entering the source details, click on Save. This will return you to the main form. We can now enter the details of who the listener was in this particular experience. If the database isn't aware of the listener and yet you suspect they are well known, you can try searching by using the surname field within the subform. Notice that I begin again with the listener's first name. If you make a selection, some of the fields will be auto-populated. If you are confident, fill in all the other details about the listener. Remember, if you are not certain, then leave the fields blank. Once you are finished entering the details about the listener, click on Save to return to the main form. If the music being heard is clear from the listening experience that you have, you can now enter this in the music field. Begin typing to receive suggestions or press Return to enter the music subform. Again, enter as much information as you can without guessing. Remember that the location where the music was being performed was not necessarily the same as where it was experienced. If it is unknown, just leave this field empty. Similarly, the performance environment might differ from the listening experience. The latter will be accounted for on the main form. Click on Save to return to the main form. You should now repeat this process for each piece of music that was included within the listening experience. Remember to click on Save each time. Scroll down the form to enter the remaining details. The location field on the main form is to record where the listening experience occurred. If the place is not recognised by the database, try entering a border location. E.g., if a theatre is not found, use the name of the town, city or country instead. If it is apparent from the evidence, select from the various options to indicate the listening environment. Remember, this might differ from where the music was being performed. Enter the date that the experience took place on. If it occurred over a period, select the range tick box. If you are not sure how to enter a particular date, or if it is not entirely clear from the evidence that you have, then use the guidance notes to assist you. Again, if it is apparent from the evidence, you can now enter how music was transmitted to the listener. You can select multiple options if necessary. If there is any other information that you feel is important but was not recorded elsewhere in the form, use the additional information field to provide us with it. Finally, click on Submit to complete the process. You will then be provided with an overview of your submitted entry. Don't worry if not all the details are included here. This is just an overview. Your entry will now be reviewed by a member of the LED project team. You can click on My Experiences on the right-hand side to view the status of your entry. A status of pending means that it is yet to be reviewed. You can click on the Experience ID number to see the entry again. You can now log out or click Submit an Experience to add another listening experience. If you have any questions, please use the forums or email us using the contact page. Thank you for watching.